We're a marketing strategy company. We've been around for 13 years, and the agency is all about connecting brands to their audience, leveraging culture, leveraging content, commerce, and just really putting together something that's truly impactful for the audience. So we've got some incredible clients. We've got Paramount, BET, we've got Smirnoff within Diageo business. We've got some other Diageo brands as well. And we do obviously Good Soul Forum is a big client of ours. And then we have the American Diabetes Association and others. So we have like this really interesting mix of brands and entrepreneurs that are also support and create. We also develop our own product lines as well. So we've got one that's coming out with major celebrity in the next couple of months that we're dropping nationally and through our partnership with Amazon. In addition to also launching things with like some celebrity superstars like Ashton Genty, who was a #6 recruited player outside of Boise. He's in the LA Raiders right now. We did a fan gear line for him, exclusively launched on Amazon. So we have a bunch of amazing things that we create.
Let me ask you this, man. In your journey as an entrepreneur, you said you've been with this company 13 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably have businesses before that, right?
This is I have had 5.
So,
I've exited successfully out of 2. I have failed out of 2, and and this is my 5th.
okay, before I go to the next question, you said you failed that too.
Yeah.
What did you learn from this failures?
That I cannot do, that I sometimes I believe I'm much smarter than I really am. Like I know more than I am supposed to. And you come to find out that you don't know that as much as you think you do. And you need a really good team around you of people that have experience and expertise to help you bring it to life. So after my exit, I had a tea company, exit successfully, the company went public. I got a beautiful check, walked away. And then I was like, I'm gonna go into liquor. I'm gonna do like a liquor business. I'm gonna take the experience I had in tea, which is consumer packaged goods. It's retail, it's on shelf, it's consumers, it's all those things that I used to. I'm gonna make that stuff in liquor.
Yeah,
So I can do it. I can know how to make that work. I didn't know anything about the liquor business at all. I know day one. I know like the basics. Yeah. But then I got school real.
You're like, I know which one to drink.
Yeah, I know which one to drink, exactly. But I knew all the basics, right? And from the basics, to me, that was great. But really, there's nuance, which is like you got to be real good friends with your distributors. Distributors got to want to put you on shelf. Every single market acts incredibly independently. You can't necessarily just get a buyer to put the stuff on the shelf. You have to get the buyer to say, yeah, we're kind of interested, but if the distributor wants you, we'll do it. And then you got to get the distributor to agree to it. And you have to manufacture to also make enough product and get the price right to get it on the shelf. It's like 100 layers to be able to get it done. And so I thought it was going to be just like, make a product, go sell it. Make a product, go find a retailer. Make it, like, never like, nah. It's like a bunch of steps in between. So I spent a lot of money. I did a Super Bowl campaign. I did everything. It was like, nah. Wow. It didn't work out.
So let me ask you this. What's one belief or mindset you had to completely unlearn in order to grow as an entrepreneur, to be here, to be part of this event? Like, what did you have to unlearn and relearn as an entrepreneur to be here?
So, oh man, that's a very, very deep question. Frankly, what I had to relearn was, and I'll start there, I had to relearn is the fact that I needed to be able to also do the work, right? It's one thing to be able to have a theory of how something's supposed to come together. It's one thing to have like a strategy of how it's supposed to come together, but then there's the doing of it. So I had to like relearn doing the actual grunt work, because once I exited out of my company, before I exited, there was a startup. I was flying around the country. I had 1 million miles in 1 year, like no issues. I was traveling 200 days a year, and I was doing all that work. But I was also in the stock room. I was stocking shelves. I was on the floor. I was doing the sampling. I was at the trade shows. I was doing everything. I left a lot of that work behind. I let people kind of do it for me. So I had to relearn the fact that no one knows it more than you will, because you have to be there doing the work, putting the stuff on the shelf, talking to people about what was happening with them, talking to the buyers in the market. You can't let other people do it. So I had to relearn that process.
No, it's beautiful. And I think, is it because when you exited a company, maybe you have capital now, maybe you think you can put people in place instead of you having to do it, but you still got to do it yourself.
Yeah, startup life is still startup life, right? Even though you may have gone through a position where you had layers of people and management and things, people doing it for you, I had to get back into the grunt work of it all. Like even with this agency, I had to be the one on the phone. I had to call people. I had to ask them for the business. I had to show up. I had to travel. I had to be here. I had to really flex my expertise and experience to bring things to the table. So, I had to relearn that process of being still the doer, not just like the big thinker. Because you can be a visionary, but the visionary is only as good as the people putting it into place. So, and that can be a complete massive disconnect between the two. You can be like, we should be doing this. And you're like, I bet.
Yeah, right. Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so what now?
What now? Exactly. What next?
What now? What's next? And if you can't put it together on what's next, it doesn't matter.
So in this journey, 12 years, you've been in this space. Has there ever been a moment that you thought about like hanging it up? Like, you know what? And if you have, what got you over that? What got you to the point where you're here right now talking to me?
Man, listen, I've thought about hanging it up half a dozen times, more than that. Because as an agency guy, you are the brand. And people are calling you to do the work. Doesn't matter who you put in place, they're still gonna call you to do the work.
And they want you to bring results.
Bring results all the time. But it's more than that. It's like you're never going to be able to replace yourself with another person when you're the agency leader. So if something's going wrong and you had nothing to do with it, you get the phone call. If something's happening and you got to step in and make it work. And it becomes a drain, and it's so tiring because you're in the service industry at the end of the day, right? And you're pulling that energy down. Or also just clients that are just more difficult than others. And you're like, yo, why am I doing this? It's like, or when you have a really amazing idea and it's going to work, and they shoot you down from the idea, and then they fail on the thing that you told them not to do. It's like, yo, why are you even listening to me if you're not going to do the thing? So what I've had to do over the years is like disconnect myself and be like, I'm going to give you the best of me. What you do with it is what is on you. As long as you're writing the check and the check clears, I'm going to give you and deliver what you want. But and so I had to kind of get to that point and stop trying to be the smartest guy in the room and being like the smartest guy in that moment and giving you the thing that you're really looking for, and then let you make that decision. Just like, although it's like watching a train wreck about to happen. You're looking at it like, I know literally what's going to happen. And 9 times out of 10, it happens. Always does. I'm like, told you. I can't say I told you, but I'm like, I told you, Or even partnerships. I'd be like, yo, y'all need to really partner with this company because they're doing this. They're like, well, they're not big enough. It's like, I know they're not big enough. What I'm telling you is that if you work with them on the ground level, start now because they have something that's interesting, you're going to see the spike and grow. It's like, I don't know. It's like, listen, it costs you nothing. Just work with them. Figure it out. I don't know. And that company was SoundCloud.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, this is a real music platform. If your brand is about music, it wasn't, I'm not saying what the brand is, but the brand had music as part of the DNA. It's not a music company, it's a liquor company. And I was like, yo, they're about to blow up. Do a partnership with them, make it work at the ground level of SoundCloud. And they were like, I'm not sure. A year later, 6 months to a year later, 18 months, just climbing. They signed this person, that person, this person. The biggest artists and stars are on the thing, and no brands are existing on there. And they're like, now SoundCloud's like, nah, we don't even want any brands anymore.
Right. Wow. Now they have SoundCloud on their phone.
Everybody, exactly what I'm saying. So like people missed the boat.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Let me transition a little bit. You're half Nigerian and Filipino?
Czech.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about growing up in that household. Household
is crazy. It's like so I was born in Nigeria, partly raised in Czech Republic. Moved to the States when I was 11, and my mother and my father are full-fledged Nigerian and Czech people. Like so, my dad speaks Czech. My dad went to school in Prague and learned how to speak Czech, and my mom didn't speak any English at the time. And so they met in that way. So Czech was our primary language in the household, then English. So it was interesting because you have two dueling cultures, but very like similar yet different. Like my mother in the Czech Republic and the Czechoslovakia at the time, very Eastern European and Russian, very like about it, Everything has to have form and function, has to fit into a place. And my father, very Nigerian like background, is like very strict and very, not as strict as most Nigerian fathers, but very strict in his own way, and high expectations on results. My mom, definitely high expectations on everything. My dad, the same way. So it's like you have two people that were from two different cultures coming in and trying to influence someone to be their best self.
Wow. And I mean, you can see that as an entrepreneur for yourself, you probably have those same standards for your team, your company, and for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my standards are ridiculously high. It's like the trouble with being an entrepreneur is that you have to have a certain level of trust in your team, and that takes a lot of time. You have have the right people around you that can truly make you feel good about the fact that if you give something to them, it's going to get done in the way that you want it to be done, not in the way that they want it to be done, because it's your vision, it's your company, it's your thing. So it's like, do it the way I want it to be done, not the way you think it should be done. If you want to do something different, come to me and tell me it's something different. I'll align with you if I agree. But in the meantime, do it like I told you to do it, because I see something that you don't see, and I've been here and you've not been here yet. So there's a little bit of that, right? And it just takes time. But my team is exceptional. We hired a president that absolutely just crushes it in ways that I just can't crush it. We hired a chief growth officer that has relationships I've never had. We've had, people, digital partners and people on the social media space and experiential space doing things and thinking about things in ways I've never thought about before. So it's all about surrounding yourself with amazing people, amazing teammates that can really create something incredible.
Do you like sports?
I do.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Oh shoot, man, I don't even know. Like,
let's just say basketball. You like basketball?
I love basketball, but I played tennis growing up. I played professionally for like that long, as a tennis player. Roger Federer, but it was like obviously everyone's favorite. I go back like to the days of like Andre Agassi in tennis, right? You look a little young, you may not know Andre Agassi.
I know you got his own shoe.
Yeah, Andre Agassi was the bad boy of sports, man, bad boy of tennis. He was the only cat that had on, like, he was rocking the mullet.
Yeah.
He was all about, doing things differently on the court. I looked up to that guy because he's like, I'm gonna take this thing that's been traditionally done this way, I'm gonna flip it on its head and make it my own. And I respected that, because I feel like that's been a part of my journey and my story, is the fact that I take something that I see has been traditionally done, I flip it on its head, I make it my own.
Yeah.
And that's the way you ultimately have authenticity, originality, and like good ideas and good different approaches, by just making it your own. Don't let the traditional rules hold you back.
For sure. And the reason why I brought that up is because this conversation reminds me of the mindset that like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant have, where it's like the expectation of excellence is up here, and it's all about trying to get your teammates to rise to that occasion.
Yeah.
So I think as a leader, you said it for yourself, but being able to trust your team as much as possible, I think is very important.
No, you have to trust your team. I mean, otherwise you're going to do all their jobs. You don't even need them anymore. So it's like, you've got to relinquish. Trust me, my team will tell me that over the years, I've probably gone from like relinquishing 20% to like relinquishing like 25% or 30%. But it's a steady thing for me, because the things that I hold on to, that I have a particular point of view on. We were doing like a huge event in DC called Black and Iconic. It was like 1,000 people in the room. We were shooting content with all that kind of stuff. My team was like, let us do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I showed up just to kind of just sit down, enjoy, and just like whatever, which is very rare. I'm not that guy that just sits down, just like, let everybody enjoy, and I'm enjoying it with you. I'm usually the one like walking around, checking in, doing this and doing that. But that wasn't the case this time.
Beautiful. I love it. Well, look, I know you're super busy. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Where can people reach out to you or follow you if they have any questions, if they want to keep up with you?
I'm on Instagram, my first name, last name, at Martin Ekechukwu. That's EKECHUKWU. And the same thing for LinkedIn as well. So they can reach me on both of those platforms.
Beautiful. This is Chris from Latin Wealth Podcast. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
That's what's up.